All right, all right. All right. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We got the mic audio. Good. Let's see if we can get the party started here. And all right, let's test out the chat. No drop frames at all. All right. And we do not have gaming audio. Okay. At all. Okay. Boy, our audio is not good. Probably doing okay now. No drop frames at all. Looking good. No drop frames, 10 megabits, holding fast. All right. And where is my media rotator? Let's get that rolling. And there she is, looking good. And let's move our this over here. All right. Holding steady at 10 megabits. Looking good. And let's go ahead and start recording as well. GPU's at 57%. And no change. Oh, yeah. Hangar transit, baby. And that's what we're going to do. Let's change into some bounty hunting stuff. All right, let's get the Guardian MX out, baby.
vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Oh yeah. So we're going to test out video, audio, and everything else. Make sure it's all working. Loving the voice. Loving the background music too. Let's start that one over. Sounding good. Sounding really good, actually. All right, we're going to turn this test stream into a live stream and see how everything looks. We were having some bandwidth problems there for a little bit, but I think we got all that sorted. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Mirai Fury MX, not the LX, the MX out. And we're going to take a look at that and see how it all looks. And look at that. And what is the difference, people say? Well, this one's better armor, supposedly. Better everything. And we got our red paint on there today. Oh, look at this. Beautiful ship. Beautiful. So we'll just do kind of a walk around a little bit. Really nice looking ship. Armored on the cockpit, by the way. Notice that? Looking really nice. We have the black paint on it today with the red highlights. And there's the Guardian MX logo right there. So we'll turn this whole thing around and climb in the cockpit and do a couple of bounties just to see how it works. And we're just here making sure that our streaming quality is good and that we're not having any more issues. And it may not have been a bandwidth thing at all. It may have been 100% OBS. So I've optimized that a little bit. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. All right. Let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. We've upgraded some of the components. On the ship, that is. You know what else we've done? We've updated the components on the PC too. So the gaming box is now running an RTX 5090 with a 9950X 3D. So pretty good. There we go. See if we can get the hangar doors open here. And the hangar's not responding at the moment, of course. Hangar request completed. Finally. All right. So we have some energy deallocated from the engines, and it's sitting on the guns and the shield generator. So we're going to go try this thing out. Beautiful paint. And running 120 FPS inside the hangar here. Not bad. I have to say the CPU is not really working that hard. It's all GPU. And here we are. Outside of Obituary here. And I'll just fly around the station so everybody can kind of see how the machine's performing. Pretty darn good if you ask me. Make sure to hit that gear icon on the stream and watch in 1440p. And we have Bloom in the background running photorealistic clouds. Yes. Amazing. The idea is not to run into anything here. There we go. Anyway, we'll just do a flyby by the station here in the Guardian MX version. A little bit better armor, 2 shield generators, and definitely better guns. All right, let's go ahead and pick up a contract here. I am not a fighter pilot, but I think I can hopefully survive some low risk bounties as long as we don't run into anything. And for some reason, they always start out here by gaslight. Not sure why. And we threw the Chimera in here so that we can move a little faster. And if you're joining us today, let me know in chat. All right. And let's get the quantum drive spun up here. Looking good. Not sure why the it resets the view there. But for those who are not aware, the Guardian has the armored cockpit, so this is actually a hologram image. Oh, we can actually retract it. Oh, that's pretty sweet. And we can deploy. Interesting. All right, let's go get this guy. Another beautiful day out here in the Pyro universe. Let me know how the stream quality is, guys. Let me know if the music bugs you. Voice isn't quite right. Game sound isn't quite right. I'm just, I had to reinstall OBS, so I'm testing everything out. This is more of a stream test than anything. All right, go ahead and get the shields up here. And we're just going to see how the Guardian does here. And make sure our stream quality is good. All right, let's go get some bad guys. Another beautiful day out in the Pyro universe. They really did such an amazing job. All right. Who wants to die first? Maybe this guy? She kind of handles like a freight train. Really like the gimbaled weapon though. That's awfully nice. Wow, made short work of that one. Let's go find the other one. Really like the guns on this a lot. There he is. I was wondering where you were at. By the way, for those who are watching, I am not a PvP or PvE guy. I do mostly mining, but today I wanted to try out the Guardian MX and so we'll just keep that pit vertical and horizontal instead of trying to turn with them. All right, pretty easy. Let's do another one. Build up our cred just a little bit at a time here. Gotta say, kind of liking the Guardian MX a little bit. Much better than the LX. Running the black paint with the red highlights, pretty sweet. Really nice cockpit. And if you're just joining us, welcome to On the Rocks with AlphaInfinith Tech. We're actually bounty hunting at the moment, trying out the new Guardian MX. Seeing how a low skill pilot or no skill pilot, i.e. me, does with this particular medium fighter. And if you're just joining us, give yourself, let me know who you are in chat. Beautiful ship though, love it. Now the main difference between this, the one that people are griping about is that you can't bed log in this particular machine, and it probably does not fit in the Polaris hangar. Kind of the two biggest gripes I've seen about the Guardian MX, but I love the gimbaled weapons. And try not to hit that. All right, let's get the shield up and lower our velocity a little bit. And let's see if we can go get this clown. And I imagine we're at a 10-kilometer range on the missiles, so we'll go ahead and get in there and get busy. Yep, about 10 kilometers. Okay, we'll send some love his way to get the party started. Trying these things out, just seeing how they do. All right, let's go take care of this guy first. Oh my gosh, we're up against the mighty caterpillar. And let's go get whoever else is shooting at me. Try not to run into anything. There we go. There's number 2. Let's go get the third one. And let's get the... Oh, there he goes. What'd he do? What'd he run into? I love it when they kill themselves. I guess that makes my job easier. Let's go get the last one. And let's close the distance to less than 3 kilometers, that's for sure. And that finishes out that contract. Really no damage to speak of. So yeah, really nice nice medium fighter here. Like it. They finally got it dialed in. I'm sure, I hope it doesn't get nerfed. Okay, let's do another one. Gotta make some money to make up for the missiles I've wasted. All right, let's go blast some more bad guys. You know, for a ship this size, it's pretty maneuverable. Love the firepower on it. That's really cool. And there's our Guardian MX. Nice machine. Really nice. Really interesting cockpit, especially with this armor. Really nice screens. Well laid out. I mean, this whole thing looks pretty good, honestly. All right, we'll go ahead and deploy our armor here. And we'll get our speed up to 900 meters a second. Kind of roll in there hot. And if you're just joining us, welcome to AlphaInfinith Tech. We're live out in Pyro chasing super low risk or ultra low risk bounties. Since I do spend most of my time mining. Pushing 118, 120 FPS here on the RTX 5090 with the 9950 X3D. All right, so we'll go after this guy first. Close into 10 kilometers and our missiles will be useful. Yeah, why not? Let's send some love his way. All right, let's go get the other one. I guess that was the one. Such a cool, unique ship. I haven't spent a ton of time in the Mirai Guardian, but I'm really liking it so far. All right, we'll just pull over right here, grab another contract. And off to another asteroid cluster. Is my YouTube chat even working? I wonder. I know my overlay is not. Got to work the bugs out of that. But when I'm looking at the stats here in OBS, everything looks good. Really good quality. All right, let's see if we can get a route plotted to the correct. Just a 23 million mile mistake. All right, let's try this again. And here we go, back in another asteroid cluster, doing our thing here. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And honestly, smooth as butter. Okay, we'll go after the primary first. Missiles are cheap. Oh, there we go. And let's get within 10 kilometers of this clown. Anyway, let me know how the stream quality looks. Let me know if the sound's dialed in. Everything's working properly here. And we're going to try and get him without running into any asteroids. I love hearing that proximity alert. And we'll just stay vertical on the pip.
Target destroyed.
Nice and easy. Look at that. All right, let's grab another one. Not a lot of refueling or rearming needed with this particular. We've done 4 so far. And we're going to do 5. Haven't even run out of missiles yet on this beast. Nice short hop. All right, let's go get another one. One thing that's nice about not doing mining missions is you see more of the universe, go places you wouldn't normally go. All right. And there's our target. Let's go get him. Man, I really wish this thing would fit in the Polaris hangar bay. Well, okay. Let's go get another one. Didn't even get the guns warmed up for that one. Out to Rab Whiskey here. And let's try and quantum out of here without running into anything. $1.5 gigamillion mile trip on this one. Nice and easy. Very interesting ship. All right, let's get our velocity up here. There's a couple of them. And he's got some friends. Very nice. This thing just has a lot of missiles. Just a ton of these things. Why not? Throw 4 at him, see what happens. All right, let's go ahead and close in and finish him off. Wow, they're actually shooting at me this time. There goes one. Let's go after his friends next. Oh, there's one right there. Let's go get the third one. Uh-oh. Taking some hits now. All right. Let's go ahead and run for a little bit and get those shields back online. There we go. Bunch of them this time. I think we're just going to want to go after this guy and not mess with his friends too much. Doing everything he can to break lock. Interesting. For AI. There we go. Since these two knuckleheads damaged my ship, maybe close to less than 2 kilometers, shall we? Okay. You say that, and yet there he is. Okay. Let's finish off this guy next. Oh, it's the turrets that took me out. Yep, we don't want anything to do with them. Yikes. Well, at least I got the contract completed. Let's see if I wake up with my tier 0 stuff. Stream quality is looking pretty dang good. Yeah, that's pretty. Yep, still have my flight suit. So we'll claim the Mirai Guardian and head on back out. Or shall we do some mining? I don't know. All right. So let's see. Did we complete the contract? Let's find out. I guess that clears out. Okay. Really pretty. Just the little details in Pyro. That's why I keep coming back. All right, we did a little bounty hunting, completed some contracts, and I think it's time to get the mole out. Get into something a little bit more appropriate here. But first, we need to claim our Guardian MX. And then we'll go out and do some mining. All right. Yeah, we'll pay the but well, I guess we don't have to. All right. And let's get the Argo Mole going here. We had to pull the heart belt skin off of that one just because it's malfunctioning. Go ahead and get it, instead of having to wait for it in the hangar, let's go ahead and just call it up right here. Okay, all right. So we'll go put on a suit that's a little bit more appropriate for the environment down there on Bloom. There's our mole. She's ready to go. All right, so we'll drop the helmet. That one. We'll go ahead and put on the Novikov. And we'll grab a backpack. And for utility, we'll throw a tractor on there just in case. And of course, we're going to grab a couple of mining gadgets just in case we run across something we can't pass up. And a little bit of sustenance to top things out. All right. And looking pretty good here. We'll jog our way over to the mole here. And there's already talk of 4.2. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Really liking the fact that you keep your armor if you die. You know, especially stuff that you pledged for. You know, if you bought it on the store, you should never lose it. Under any circumstances. All right, let's get the mole powered up and get the party started. And we don't need any energy allocated to weapons. All right. And here's our beautiful paint on the mole. Looking good. And here we are on the beautiful space station obituary. It's as smooth as Star Citizen gets. Bloom in the background. I'm going to try and find a place on Bloom where it's daylight. It looks like a bunch of places right there, all obstructed. So let's. Heard somebody, didn't see him on radar though. That's interesting. All right, let's see if we can get a course plotted to Bloom now. And get our velocity up just so some clown doesn't run into us. And when it comes to mining, I don't really have a spot. I like to mine during the daylight, in the daylight instead of the dark, so I usually just choose whatever part of a particular planet is got some sunshine, and then I'll go out there and start scanning. Anyway, we have clouds on photorealistic, so we'll see how the RTX does with that, the 5090. I'll give you guys a nice external view here in just a moment. Beautiful water. Running at 4K, photorealistic, everything on high or very high. All right, let's change our scanning angle here. And see what we can see. Get our radar out to max. Beautiful day out here on Bloom. And nothing popping yet, so we'll head toward this mountain range over here. There we go. Right into the sun, perfect. And it looks like we got a couple of candidates at 5.8 kilometers out. Not looking good so far. Small rocks. Low quantanium on that one. So we might end up coming back to that one last. Little Terranite, not really worth it. Another small rock. Let's go and check out the other cluster over here, see if there's anything better. Yeah. No bueno. Tiny. Yikes. All right, let's go check and see what this is. Nothing that we're interested in. And that looks like something small. We'll keep heading into the sun here, see what we can see. Another beautiful day out here on Bloom. Liking it. One single rock. Better be a good one. Not really. Okay, let's go check out the next one. Still heading into the sun here so we can keep mining during the daylight. Yep, nothing worth looking at here. That one popped at 3 kilometers or less, or 4 kilometers at less, so we're going to skip it. Gain some altitude. We're looking really good here. Look at those clouds. Looking good. Nothing. May have to gain some more altitude, maybe head up to 1,500 meters here. Make sure our scan angle is correct. Beautiful clouds, though. All right, there's one that popped at 14, above 4 kilometers. So let's go check it out. Nothing on the radar, which is always good. I just don't like these rocks on the sides of hills. The fragments always seem to roll downhill, of course, but we'll check it out. Looks fairly large. Terranite, we'll take it. I must be out of coupled. There we go. And let's get our shields up. Since we're going to be doing some cutting here. Useless rock right there. Nothing for me. Bexlite, eh. We need 2 large rocks here. So we got a small Terranite, a somewhat decent Terranite, 14k tin and inert, useless, a 12k Bexlite, but not much of its Bexlite. I just hate spending time on site just cracking one rock. Make sure this one's, I think we checked this one. That's an 18, so we got 2. We'll work these 2. We'll do the 20k and the 18k to start the day out here. And we'll start up top. Get the lights off. And we'll back it off just a little bit, and we'll pitch the nose up and get our orientation correct. I could almost do this one on the Hofstede, almost. But instead, we're going to go down to the Helix 2 with the Ryger C3s. I got to do a video on my mining setup, my current one. It's probably about time. All right, let's get that intensity down so we don't overcharge. And this should be no problem for the Helix 2 with the Ryger C3 stacked. So we're just going to watch the charge level here and make sure we don't do anything crazy. Looking really nice. Very low effort. And with the Hofstede, it's going to be even easier. You have a smaller optimal window, but it's only 3% penalty per Ryger C3 module, so really no big deal. Oop, overdid that one a little bit. And there they roll. Hopefully that's as far as they go. Good. Okay, let's go check in with the Hofstede, do the sub breaks, do a little bit of collecting, and then we'll go from there. No more 192 SCU moles. They fixed that bug. I knew that wasn't going to last long. Everybody's super quick to make videos on that exploit. But honestly, when you know they're going to fix it, why use it? And here we go. All right, we'll do the sub breaks here. And look at that. Look at that optimal window on the charge level. How cool is that, huh? Nice and easy. I'm sure that when we break these, it'll roll off the side of the hill. But it's only 2% Terranite anyway, so I'm not going to be crying over that. And look how gorgeous that is. Let's get the outside view going here. Look at that. There we go. All right, let's get started on this one next. We'll go ahead and extract that one out. It's 45% Terranite. Why not? Some people don't like the extraction penalty on the Hofstede with the FLTRXLs. I don't care. We're not in Quantanium world anymore where you have to extract as fast as possible with a countdown timer that's dogging you. We can go slower now, which is one of the nice things I like between when compared to 317 versus 411. It's kind of nice. Things are a little more chill now, though you do make less money per run. Did I say that out loud? I think I did. Dang. Where's all my Terranite? Not doing any 3% shards, that's for sure. Not that desperate. 4%. 1%. Yeah, not even worth. And 100% tin. I wonder if there's one behind that. Let's blow it up and find out. Just in case there happens to be something behind it. I'm sure we'll end up with a torque imbalance. Nope, nothing there. Okay. Let's see if there's anything behind this little shard. Nothing behind that one. Nothing here. Okay, so that is the end of that rock. All right, let's go grab the other one. And it looks like we're going to have plenty of time. We're going to have plenty of room to maybe go do some other things. Look at this, a little frosty on the suit. I think the Novikov is good down to negative 75 degrees Celsius, which is good for bloom. Not so good for Pyro 1. Okay. Let's just keep on looking. There's got to be something better. We're going to skip that one at 1800. This one's at 8,000. And if I remember correctly, not a whole lot that's interesting with that one either. So back into the mountain range we go. We'll keep on scanning here. Beautiful day on bloom. Look at that. Look at that detail. Just amazing. All right, since we're going to cruise here for a little bit, let's get the shields down. And there's those photorealistic clouds. Don't seem to bother the RTX 5090 too much. And I'm going to see if I can find something else by this artist. I kind of like the... Yeah, we ended up with a torque imbalance, of course. Blown up one little shard. Unbelievable. Okay. There we go. And we got the chill out music on today. We're mining out on Pyro. Not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. And our stream quality is looking pretty dang good in OBS. Whatever problem I was having has been solved, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to try another test stream maybe tonight. Wow, the lighting and everything that they've done here is just amazing. It really is good. All right, what do we got? Not in a good place. On the side of a mountain. So all this is going to roll down, and I'm sure there'll be some tantalizing stuff, because that's my luck. Yep. Look at that. Reese. Wow. Of course there is. They're going to make me work for this today. Terranite. Yep. We'll take that one home. But we have an S tier deposit that we gotta break. Not out of reach for this particular setup. There's some gold. We'll take that as well. Oh, look at this guy right here. Yeah, we'll take that one. Don't think I can park. So I'm going to back off of this one a little bit more, just because I know this stuff's going to roll downhill. So we'll do the initial crack on the Helix 2, and then we'll run down to the Hofstad to do the sub brakes, assuming they don't all roll downhill away from us. Got the chill out music going. A beautiful day out on Bloom. A tier S material on the rock here. Not a bad day. All right, let's get that laser intensity way down. We don't want to blow this one up. 27%. I wish I could have climbed up there and put a mining module on it. I guess we're going to take that one nice and easy. Oh, I love these server desyncs, especially on the tier S stuff. Come on. I thought I had a better optimal window than that. Come on. We're going to massage it all the way through the charge and try not to blow up our ship. But the server desyncs are not helpful at all. There it goes. All right, roll on down the hill, fellas. We're not doing any sub brakes with this laser anyway. All right, let's go. We got one fragment there. I probably should have scanned it. Man, oh man. And I try to keep that mouse sensitivity down for you guys so that we're not making anybody car sick. All right, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and get in here and start on the first fragment. And we got to get the Got to get things moving here. All right, what do we got? Okay, what about this one over here? Maybe I should go ahead and try. Yep, we're gonna have to break them both. Okay, so notice the optimal window right now. But, oh, wow. Totally overcharged that one. That one's gonna hurt. Rookie mistake right there, not looking at the charge at the laser intensity before firing it up. Try not to inert too much of this stuff. Only 8% on that one. We'll take it anyway. We got plenty of cargo space. All right. And let's see if we can do the... Oh, of course. I'm just right out of reach. I need to back it up just a little bit for those. See if there are any decent Bexlite shards in here and we'll scoop them up. Nope. All right, let's just go ahead and back this up a little bit so we can pick up the rest of our S tier material here before we head back to the barn. All right. All right, let's make sure we got all our shards. And I'm skipping that one. Okay, so where are the rest of our... Terranite and inert. Inert. I'm pretty sure these are going to be our shards right down here. Huh. There we go. There's one. There's two. Three. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so that's Bexelite. So these are our 3. And that's one we're going to break. How far is that out? That's 104 meters. So let's go ahead and collect the rest of the Tier S stuff. With the Hofstede, at least it'll help with a little bit of the inert. Okay. Keep that power down low. We'll break this one. Nice balmy day out here on Bloom. But we're near the South Pole, so I kind of get it. Yeah, we'll just massage that charge level. Try to keep the inert material mistakes down to a minimum. And we're just going to scoop all this. We got plenty. Plenty of room, and I'll just drop it at the refining process. You know, we're just going to... Don't need the tin, though. We're going to dump a bunch of that. All right. Little Terranite, a little Recite. Is that what they call it? Little Bexelite, why not? We're not picky. We're here. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. Even with the Hofstede. All right. Okay, we'll scoop this up. Like I said, plenty of room on board for everything, you know, no big deal. We're not going for and we're looking good. All right. Let's see. It says that's impossible, huh? I mean, we are a little bit outside of optimal, but not outside of max. But not with this laser. All right. I think we picked up everything we want to pick up for this particular run. No frost buildup on the suit though, so not that cold outside. And what we'll do is we'll just run back to Obituary here and get a refining job going. And I think that'll conclude our test stream for the day, but I'm seeing great bit rate, Seems like a much higher quality stream than I was doing the other night, so that's good. And let's go ahead and plug in our obituary here. One nice thing about mining up here on Bloom is I don't know if the quality of rocks is the best, but what I can say is that the route is short. And there's some of those photorealistic clouds for you guys. And the FPS stats are in the top left-hand corner of your screen, so you can kind of see how the latest hardware performs. Because it is really good hardware. Wow, look at that view. Beautiful. But I like mining on Bloom because it's so beautiful here. And they have long day cycles. So it's much easier to mine in the daylight. And the environment is just not so harsh. You know, you get out into Pyro and then you got to put on the Pembroke, like Pyro 1. You got to mine in the Pembroke suit. And it's just a little bit more troublesome, to say the least. All right, so we'll head straight out to the station here. And we'll come in at high velocity. Not a huge mining run, but not terrible. And this is all looking good. So. (111 FPS outside of Obituary on external view of the mole here. All right. And we'll do a decel. A little harsh, I know. And there's our hangar. Beautiful detail on the station, shadows, all of it. And we'll put her down nice and gently here. Not sure why the frame rate drops down to 60 once you get inside the station, but I'll take it. All right. And let's go ahead and repair the damage from our... Didn't use much hydrogen at all. And everything's looking good. Let's go get a refining job started, see how things are going. And if you're joining us on the stream, welcome to AlphaInfinith Tech. We're live today. Start out with some bounty hunting on the stream just to kind of test the stream quality. And then we decided to do some mining today. And we got a mixture of kind of everything. And here we go. And let's hit the refinery and get a job going. Oh, wait. That's why I hit that again, because we have to store the mole now. For some reason, it is my home hangar, so it won't auto store. Okay. Store. There we go. So we'll get that stored and And then we'll go hit the mining console a couple of times on the refinery deck, and our materials should show up, and we should be good to go. I've noticed that you have to hit this twice for some reason. So ship is stored, nothing showing up for the material location. So we'll try hitting this again. Sometimes it takes 3 times. There it is. Okay. So we'll, of course, we'll refine the Bexolite, the Terranite, and the, can't forget about the Recite. We'll do Ferrin exchange. It's going to be low speed, moderate cost, high yield, which is fine. We'll get that confirmed, and we're off. And that, my friends, is going to conclude the test stream here. So, thanks for joining us. And we will see all of you again soon.